Hello Barmy Badger Army, welcome to today's show. So today I'm going to talk to you about Alfred Molina's apparently going to return in the newer Spider-Man film No Way Home, which I think is very interesting. Now, does that mean that it's connected in with Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, where Alfred Molina's Doc Ock will return through some multiverse and some time traveling stuff? Or does it mean that it will be a newer, older style Doc Ock where he'll be reimagining the role? He'll be back, but it won't be that Dr. Octopus. Do you see what I mean? Or is it that Dr. Octopus from another time period or another universe, and then it's brought in to the modern one? So these are very interesting questions where you think, what could happen there? Now, obviously, there's a wealth of different storylines you could bring in with the multiverse angle, and there's a wealth of different characters. And I think it's fantastic and a really interesting way to bring in great actors that will be fantastic for villains as Spider-Man. Can you imagine? You have Doc Ock, you have perhaps even the original Green Goblin, and perhaps even the original Venom coming in and being villains. And maybe it could even be a way of Venom asserting himself as a villain, and then Spider-Man thinking that Venom's a villain, and then meeting the newer version of Venom, and he's actually a good guy. And there could be a lot of cross wires there, couldn't there? So there's a lot of different things there. And obviously with Doc Ock, he starts out as a good person, but then ends up being manipulated by his own mechanical arms. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Will the Doc Ock be a fresh take on it? Will we get to see an origin story? Or will this be a fresh Dr. Octopus and we'll have something interesting to happen? Will this Doc Ock know Spider-Man at all? It's going to be really interesting. And all these different characters that could come through all these different universes and how they're going to affect. Obviously, now that Marvel and Sony have come to a nice arrangement with Netflix and Disney Plus, what's going to happen now? All these different characters could come in. We could have X-Men, we could have Fantastic Four, we could have obviously the Inhumans, we could have all these different characters bleed in from different universes. And of course you've got the Runaways TV show, you've got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. There's all these different characters from all these different universes. Some are MCU, some are Sony, and it's going to be interesting to see how they will interact with Doc Ock and some of the other characters. But yeah, I'm loving to see if they're going to be newly introduced, or they're going to be supposedly like Mysterio, where they flirted with the idea before of a character from a different universe. Now, isn't that entertaining? Because they sort of thought you were going to think that. They made you think that was what was going to happen with Mysterio, but really it was just under the guise that he was an old enemy of Iron Man's, or Tony Stark, if you will. So what if that actually happens with Doc Ock and some of the other characters? I'm really excited to find out. The wealth of storylines, the House of M vibes, these different multiverse vibes that Doctor Strange is going on with. And apparently it's been announced that there is going to be horror elements in Multiverse of Madness. And of course connected in with, WandaVision, which was very light-hearted. Are they going to take a WandaVision style alternate universe where you're not really sure what's going on, and then flip it and it becomes completely horror? It's going to be really interesting to see how they do it. Apparently I've seen some images and it looks like Poltergeist vibes, so it's going to be very entertaining. And of course, Marvel isn't a stranger to horror comics. You've got Dracula, Blade, obviously Doctor Strange. You've got all these different ones, Ghost Rider, and of course Moon Knight as well. You've got all these paranormal ideas that could happen, and it's going to be really entertaining to see how they flesh out going forward. We've had comedy, Let's have some horror, let's have some spooks, and let's have Doc Ock interact with all these different characters. It's going to be fantastic. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts, and I'll see you soon. Bye.